Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Kurtzing here with some Master League battles. I got Florges on the lead, White Kirim, and then Rhyperior. And I got Fairy Wind. I still run Petal Blizzard on Florges, Disarming Voice, and then Ice Fang, Ice Burn, and Fusion Flare on the White Kirim, Mudslap, Breaking Swipe, and Rock Wrecker on Rhyperior. So with this team, I wanted to try a team with the White Kirim. I made the Black Kirim when I was in LA. Just finally yesterday made the White Kirim. Figured I'd give it a try, and I was playing around with lines. Tried Palkia on lead, tried Necrozma with this team, and some of that, and I just kept finding that it just wasn't clicking. So then I tried Florges on the lead, and in this very first battle, you can see probably the worst lead I could have is Ho-Ho, because it resists pretty much everything from Florges, and it can hit for super effective. And if you switch out too early, like I did there, I'm not saying I switch out too early, but if you switch out too early, then like Rhyperior is my best response to Ho. I can end up going down like this here, and not really being able to take it out. So I do bring in the Kirim to see what I can do against the Ho, and they luckily switch actually into their own Black Kirim, so I'm able to go back into Florges, and Disarming Voices are going to really add up. Aiming to get the next shield here, and then hope that I can get to one last Disarming Voice. I feel like this, what was I doing in this battle? I feel like I had to let this Fusion Bolt go through, and I don't quite get taken out. And then I figured that I should build a Ice Fang down here, and now I've got the Ice Burn loaded. I know that Ice Burn isn't necessarily super effective against fire. However, it is super effective against flying, and I get the defense drop there, and still have the shield here for the sake of fire. So that should be a good game there, yes. And I am able to just barely Ice Fang down there. So so here's another, like a good example, right? Florges against Kirim. Florges simply wins pretty much any dragon lead. It wins Rhyperior leads. I think maybe the last battle of this video, I'm against Landorus. And again, it's pretty good with that. I do want to kind of try to rotate out if I'm against the Landorus there. But Disarming Voice coming through here. If they let it go, their Kirim's gone. And so they let it go. They keep their shields. And then they have a Palkia in the back. So this is getting even better for Florges. As you can see, the Dragon Breath does almost nothing. Kind of feel like I made a bit of a mistake right here in gameplay. I let them farm me down. I was hopeful that I'd make that Disarming Voice and get their last shield. But unfortunately I didn't, and it allowed them to get a ton of extra energy on me. Do bring in Rhyperior here. I was like, what do I want to bring in? And then they went for a Draco Meteor, so I was like, okay, well that surprises me. I'm glad that I did not go in with Kirim and take the supposed Aqua Tail. Do get to Break and Swipe, they let that go. So now at this point, if I remember right, I know I shield. And then they switch, and they've got a Ho-Ho in the back, so I'm gonna go for the Rock Wrecker. By chance, they don't shield. Easy win for me. They do shield. Gets a little bit tougher here. I'm trying to think, I'm like, do I want to switch now or do I want to switch after? And I decided that I'll take the move, whatever it is here. And they actually go for Brave Bird, which drops their defense. I'm probably looking at it now while I'm battling or while I'm doing this. Probably could have made the Rock Wrecker and taken them out. But I do decide to switch into Kirim. They Sacred Fire. And at this point, I'm going to go for the Fusion Flare. This will take them out. And then they've got, I think, almost dead Palkia. Yeah, and then Palkia one Ice Fang and takes them out. So good game there. Florges into a Kirim again. they switch into Necrozma. This is the Dawn Wings one. So I'm going to go for Disarming Voice, and I don't think it does a ton of damage. Yeah, not too much. And I was thinking, well, I'm going to resist the Shadow, or like the Shadow Claws, the Ghost moves. I'm going to resist Dark Balls, but if they go for the Moongist one, Beam one, it's going to hurt a lot. So why don't I just switch out into Rapier, get some energy, and I'll shield up the first move if that's like, I figured that that's what they would throw first. Here I was actually banking on them doing a Dark Balls, but they went for the back-to-back, like hard hitting moves, and I got stuck in the Mud Slap animation instead of hitting Breaking Swipe, so I actually lose a full turn or a full amount of energy. Oh no, I did actually manage to keep it. So that, because that took them out, so then they switched into another one. So I got incredibly lucky there. Kind of blindly through. That was all the energy I had, but nicely enough, dropped their attack on their Florges. So I do bring in my Kiram into their Florges, knowing that the Disarming Voice is going to do a lot of damage, but they actually go for a Trailblaze. I didn't actually even know that this thing had Trailblaze. I might look at switching Petal Blizzard out actually for Trailblaze, because that would be an interesting one. I'm literally just thinking of that as I'm doing this. That would actually make a really interesting, because Petal Blizzard almost one-shots a full health Rhyperior. Trailblaze would not, but Trailblaze would be a good bait move, and it would ramp up the Disarming Voices. So it would be a very fast Fairy Wind. I might have to look at that. So shield up the Fusion Bolt here. Gonna go for a Disarming Voice. This will take them out or get the shield. I'm not sure if they have shield right now. Yeah, no shield, so takes them out. Into the next match here. Okay, so this is one more where it's not necessarily super favorable, because again, Necrozma is going to resist the Disarming Voice. It's going to resist the Petal Blizzard, and Sunsteel Strike is going to hit incredibly hard. I think it would actually almost one shot. I think it does one shot. So do shield up the Sunsteel Strike, go for the Disarming Voice, and then I figured, okay, let's switch out into Rhyperior here. And I went Rhyperior simply because if they take out my Rhyperior, later on, the Fusion Flare is actually going to be super effective as well against the Steel. So I figured bring in Rhyperior, try to get some good energy on it, and still have Kiram as the closer. So I do opt to let the Side Strike go through there, and I'm really hoping to farm down. I do manage to farm down. They bring in Kiram. Gonna go for the Rock Rocker. Again, same sort of thing as before. Hail Mary kind of thing. If they no shield it, it pretty much takes them out. They do shield though. So gonna go for a last second Breaking Swipe here. And that's kind of one of those things, right? Like, had I gone for a Breaking Swipe and they shielded, then I would have had a second Breaking Swipe right away, possibly a third, or the Rock Rocker after. But either way, bring back in Florges here, go for the Disarming Voice. They block that as well, so now they're down shields. And I'm not 100% sure how much energy they were at here, but I figured I had to let whatever it was go through, and now I have a shield for my Kiram, so I'm able to safely farm down here. If I shield, they won't take me out, but I did decide to no shield, and it was just a Fusion Bolt. So I figured, okay, well, this one's going to be a Fusion Bolt as well. They're just looking to try to get that shield. And I remember that there was, what was it? Yeah, the Necrozma. I figured that I was worried that they had too much energy and would have a Sunsteel Strike loaded. So I was like, well, I got to try to save my shield. Works out and that my Fusion Flare there, I had it loaded and ready to go. So here you can see Florges in the lead here against Landers. So they go Sandseer Storm. Go for a Petal Blizzard here. This is where I'm curious what Trailblaze would do. See, it wouldn't do nearly as much, but it would have boosted my attack right there. Interesting. So they're going to go for another Sandseer Storm, and that doesn't quite take me out, but it does drop my attack, and then they bail. So this Disarming Voice would have actually been much better served had I dipped out. But with the nice switch and catch there, I'm not sure I would have had been like right on the ball, or they would have just taken me out anyways. Gonna go for that Rock Wrecker, like going for that. And there you go. See, they no shield that, but it didn't quite take them out. So they managed to hold on. I'm gonna no shield this. Just a side shock, doesn't do too much damage. They bring in Zacian now. So Zacian, I really need to watch for close combat. They get to a move here. So I'm gonna commit the first shield. Oh, actually, I let it go. Why did I let that go? What was their first? So I bring in Kiram. I'm putting everything on Kiram here. I got 2 shields for Kiram. Close combat or play rough, either one gonna do a lot of damage. They go for another close combat. That's right, Landorus. Landorus was in the back, and I was like, you know what? Ice Fang should do a lot to them. So I'm just gonna see what I can do. And here I figured my win con was just farm down because I had 2 shields. I wasn't gonna make 3 fusion players. So farm down. That's a good 5-0 set. A lot of fun with that team. Like I said, I tried a lot of different combinations, and then I came up with Flurgis. I was like, gonna give it a try. Worked really, really well, at least for those 5 battles. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video, and good luck out there battling.